Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and here's a big beefy game called Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. This game scares the heck out of me, not because it's a horror-themed game, but for a few reasons. First of all, look how THICC this thing is. It is thick. The game cost, the price went north of $100, and that's usually my cutoff for any single game I buy, but I've long heard great things about it, and I heard that the 2nd edition has a hook in it that makes it really, really worthwhile, worth grabbing, worth playing. That hook is that the DM, the Dungeon Master, the Game Master, is all computerized. So you actually download an app or a program and you run it while you're playing, and the program tells you when monsters are supposed to come out and attack you, and what different things are happening in the game. Full disclosure, I'm not an H.P. Lovecraft fan at all. I'm not a non-fan. I just I have this, the Necronomicon, which is his collected works, his novellas and his short stories and stuff. I read the first story that's about a guy who discovers some ancient fish palace or something, I don't even know. This is Lovecraft's thing. He sees something that's so crazy that somebody goes insane just looking at it, and Lovecraft uses the word indescribable. And for my money, if an author says something is indescribable, you should get your money back, because that's the author's whole job, is to describe things. So the fact that he uses that device a lot, oh my god, it's so crazy, I went nuts, I couldn't even, my brain broke. All right, well, tentacles? What was it? I don't know what it looked like. I guess. My first exposure to Lovecraft was with an old text adventure called Hound of Shadow, and it didn't take, I don't know, most of the time, there was no hound, there was no shadow. I was just walking around a city and nothing happened. And I guess that's his shtick, is there are these big, crazy, scary elder gods older than the universe, and they're coming. And I think it's much more exciting if something like that's actually here and you get to fight it and punch it in the face, you know what I mean? Like, Godzilla wouldn't be excited if the whole thing was like, Godzilla is coming. Like, Godzilla's got to step on some buildings for it to be remotely interesting. But I did buy this for over $100. So I'm going to unbox it. We'll see what's inside. I believe this is one of the games that I've seen played at conferences, and I have paid no attention because it's not my kind of game. It didn't look interesting to me at all. I don't usually or ever go for stuff with miniatures, and this is a big, miniature game. And I think I've seen this gigantic Cthulhu statue. What's weird though is I've read, after Lovecraft died, another author, was his name Chambers, picked up and was doing stories and stuff in the myth, with the mythos in the universe. And I think it was in one of his stories I read that they actually kill Cthulhu. And when Cthulhu finally shows up, oh, the elder gods are coming. Cthulhu finally shows up, and he's like the size of a dude. Like, he's not massive or anything. He's just like a guy, and they kill him with a boat, like Ursula and the Little Mermaid. So much for Cthulhu, I guess. I don't know. You can correct me on that in the comments, and I'm sure you will. Okay. Here we are, open. Oh, good. I'm gonna have to take a breather. Whew. Okay. My God, I gotta do upper arm work in order to play this game. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's let gravity do its thing. Got a cigarette. Here we go. Mansions of Madness. Stop! It's the first word I read when I open the box. Stop, why? Relax, game. I wasn't going to do anything. Mansions of Madness is a fully cooperative game in which players explore a location to unravel a mystery. Players must work together to overcome the challenges presented to them by a fully integrated companion app. That's how I read all bolded words. This game could not be played without the companion app. Before playing, download and install the free Mansions of Madness app to your iOS or Android device. Oh, so there's no computer version of the app. You can only do it on a phone. Only one player is required to run the companion app for the group. Oh, hold on. It shows a laptop. Alternately, you can download the app for Mac or Windows from our website. Great, so lots of options there. I don't know if it needs a camera. I don't know if you actually have to shoot the board like you do the cards in Alchemists. I guess I will find out when I play the game. I do not know why I'm talking like this. This is a learn to play book. Pretty thick. How many pages? 19. Pretty dark, this game, both in theme and in artwork. But the artwork's really nice. I complain a lot about the way board game artists draw people because I find them pretty ineptly illustrated, but I mean, she looks good. Nicely painted. Damage and horror, insane. Skill test, it's a little more RPG-y than I go for. Monsters, you're fighting monsters. He looks good too. That's a good looking illustration. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Great, let's put the rules aside. Man, this is a big box. There's so much stuff. Rules reference. So the rule book wasn't enough. You get lost in there. There's some good toilet reading for later. This, oh, I see. Okay. Wow. So this is like, you know when you get a bag of chips from the store and it feels so full, and then you open it and the first half of it is like air and only the bottom half is chips. So we cracked this open and it's just like big empty space. I'm assuming that this big stack of cardboard are all the tiles. So this is like a tile laying thing, I guess, where you build out a house, and in future expansions you get more tiles that build out a street and things like that. What will you reveal? It's indescribable. These are, I assume, investigator tokens, because that's a big Lovecraftian thing. Everybody's an investigator. You get to investigate things. The niceness of the artwork carries through, especially in these little portraits that we have in these people. They look good. Everything looks good. Everything's like really nice production values. This is nice thick card too. It's not like playing card thickness for these tiles that you lay out. Describing an attic and a cellar and a fountain and the different rooms of a house. Nowhere that I would like to spend a summer. Looks like it needs some swiffering. Popped one out. So yeah, they're thick, they're sturdy. Oh, cool. They're also double-sided, so there's different jazz on one side than the other. This is the ballroom, and this is the whorehouse, the warehouse. It says warehouse. Great. Yeah, it looks nice. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. One would hope for over $100 that you get really nice components, really nice artwork, and yeah, this is delivering so far. What else? Okay. So I was a little bit nervous because I have been to a con, I think it was one of the PAXs, where a dad bought a game and he was hoping to be able to play it with his kid. It was Dungeon something or other, and all the miniatures were in a bag and you had to glue them together because people wanted to paint them first. It's not my bag. I'm not into painting yet. Maybe one day. But hopefully these are all pre-assembled miniatures. Let's see who you get. Oh, you get two big Cthulhu-looking dudes. Are there two Cthulhus? I don't know. That's how little I know about. I don't even know if this is Cthulhu. I just think, if you got tentacle face, you're Cthulhu. But I guess there's other creatures with tentacle face, like in the pirate movies. This guy's like wrapped in chains and he's screaming. That can't be you. I don't know. Maybe this is just a monster bag that I opened. Oh, this guy's like one of those like crazy lizards that runs through the desert really fast, and he's got, I don't know, that's a bad guy for sure. Where's all the good guys? Maybe, is this the good guy pack? Oh, if it is, it's funny. These ones have standees on them, and they come in a nice little resealable bag. What's the deal with that? It's like the monsters come in the bag you have to tear open, and once they're unsealed, they'll never go back in. Or maybe they just couldn't find a resealable bag big enough for the monsters. I don't know. But these guys, oh yes, well these have to be us. These have to be the player characters. Look, we've got like a nice little girl in a dress with a candle, and who's this guy? Stately gentleman in a vest. So that's the deal with with a genre where it's all about going mad is you can't start out crazy, right? You have to start out pretty stead and stately. She's like a bookish, she looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo. I can see her going right crazy. Okay, so there's our heroes. What else comes in here? Some dice, presumably from fighting monsters. They are D8s, 8-sided dice, which have, you know, I've played cooperative games before, so I know how this works. You know, you roll them, and if you get probably one of those evil-looking Satan stars, that's a wound or a loss. What else is in here? These, I don't even know. It's another unresealable bag that says Achtung on it, so it's got to be another pile of bad stuff like the monsters. These are demon tiles. No, I don't know. I would assume that you slot in some of your cardboard stuff into these, and then I don't know what they hook up to. I'm sure people who've played this game are going absolutely nuts at this. Like, obviously, it's the thing that you... Don't know. Devil discs. I'm going to stay with their demon devil discs that you have to fight, just like the monsters. There's just a couple more things in here. It's nice the care that they put into a box like this. Ooh, there's like a little trompe-l'oeil thing going on. Trompe-l'oeil, not trompe-l'oeil. There's a little bag in here with... Oh, these are character cards for the different characters you can play. Probably pick the character you want to play. Carson Sinclair, Father Mateo, Min T. Pan, Preston Fairmont. It's a perfect guy to go nuts in a Cthulhu game. Cool. He would rend his vest, tussle his hairs, indescribable horrors, ruffle his mustache. Preston Fairmont. All right, just a few more components. Looks just little tiny cards. I like small format cards. They're fun. One of these is a machete, magnifying glass, meat cleaver, medical textbook, all sorts of objects. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at those or if that's like a secret. And on the back, you know, it's a few different decks of different things in here. On the back, different things. I don't know. I'm not going to look because I think that text gives away some, might give away some fun secrets or surprise moments. A conversion kit. I don't know anything about this, but I would assume that if you own Mansions of Madness First Edition, this is something that will help you turn it into Second Edition. Let's just find out. The contents of this conversion kit are designed to integrate the investigator figures, monster figures, and map tiles from the First Edition. Hey, I'm good at guessing things. So that's like they're trying to get buckazoids out of people who already own the game and are mad that there's a Second Edition. I'm guessing. I don't know if it works backwards, though, if they'd also encourage you to buy First Edition stuff with this, thanks to this. No idea. Oh, and another gigantic pile of tiny cards with similar things on the minor injury. There's one that looks like got little belt buckles on it. Yeah, more objects and goodies to pick up and run around and do stuff with. Fun! I don't know who I'm going to be able to convince to play this with me because I have a hard time convincing people to play board games with me at the best of times. I don't know how long the play session is. I've heard that maybe this game has a save mode in it. I don't really know. I might have gotten myself in a bit too deep on this one and nobody's going to be there to save me. The prospect of it just terrifies me so. It's indescribable. It's driving me. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.